This is our CRNS AIST JRL VR demo. Here is the GitHub files downloaded, our Unity package file. I'm going to make our build run here for this application demo. We'll be met with a VR desktop application. For now, I'll keep my headset on to show you our left and right UI, which is triggered either with a click on the UI or any one of our L or R actions that might be triggered. I'll start off with the VR controllers. Our left trigger should activate our UI, as well as our right trigger. Here it goes left. We see left. Right. We see right. Likewise, this UI will be triggered by one of these buttons that appear on our desktop that can be clicked with a mouse, as well as our keyboard controls. So, if I were to voice activate, left. There goes our left. Right. There goes our right. Likewise, using the mouse and keyboard will do the same. I'll click our left button here, left, and our right button. Left and right arrow will do the same, LR, LR, as well as our LR keyboard controls, LR, LR. Our right and left trigger on the VR controllers also work with this, as we've demonstrated. I'll hide our sensor controls with S and show them again. With this, we're able to control each one of our sensors as desired. So for now, let me remove sensor 4, as well as sensor 3. We should only be left with 0, 1, and 2 sensors here. If we were to select our sensor 2, we can see the values given by sensor 2. I'll update our Z value to something like 45, our maximum threshold here. Hopefully this will make our arrow fully red. If I go to sensor 0, we'll see that it already has a force reading of 10 and 50. This should be enough to trigger our color change threshold, as it's already red. I'm going to make it something smaller, like 1 and 5 for Y and Z values, and update our sensor. Now our arrow is significantly smaller and is green. Green should be our lower threshold color, and once any arrow reaches a force magnitude of our combined X, Y, and Z vectors of 45, it'll trigger a color change to be entirely red. Sensor 1 being only -10, 0, and 30 should be in the middle, a sort of orange brown color. For now, I'm going to remove all our sensors, and I'll add 3 new sensors. These sensors are all at the origin point 0, 0, 0 and have force readings of 0. Because they have force readings of 0, they should not have any arrows. Let's give them some arrows. I'll give one an arrow 45. Update that. There's our origin arrow with a value of 45. I'll update sensor 1 with a Z value of 30 and a Y value of 30. And let's update that. Likewise, let's do it with a 0. If we were to change it to, let's say, 55 and 10 for the Y value, and update this sensor, we have another arrow. If we change our threshold for color change here, we can change how quickly an arrow changes to red. If we lower this threshold to 15, all our arrows should basically stay the same color, as they already pass a 15 force magnitude. If I were to change this to a number like 86, some of these arrows have lower magnitude values and will not be entirely red. They will come to green. Let's try 100, and even better. If I were to set sensor 2 to an even smaller value like 4, then we can see that it's very small and almost not visible by the VR camera. I repositioned it. Likewise, if we were to change our X, Y, and Z all forces value here, this would control every single one of our arrows. I'm going to set X to 50 and click set all forces. This should change all the forces in all our arrows. So all arrows are at position 0, 0, 0 and have force values of 50. I'm going to update sensor 0 to be at another position, sensor 2 to be at another position, and then we can see all our different arrows. Now I'm going to try a value of 1, 14, and negative 19. All our arrows reflect this change and have force values of 1, 14, negative 19. I'll try another value. With this UI, we can change every single one of our force values. Likewise, if we change our threshold, our colors should be changing based on how far of a force magnitude they reach into their threshold. Now, I'm going to individually change each one of these sensors to be lower values. Let's say 2, 8, and 3 for sensor 1. And sensor 2, let's do 4, 2, and 3. Let's try this with 20, actually. All these 3 arrows have different force readings. I'll set our threshold to 48 for now, and we'll try out our color picker UI. So for here, if we were to change this color here, let's say we wanted to have a low color, a new low color. I'd like to have a sort of blue. If we were to choose a color, we'll have a hex value here that we can edit, as well as our output color. So for now, I'm just going to set our low color. So now, all our arrows that have lower values will have a color that's this sort of purplish blue. I'll make this value a little smaller to make it easier to see. Our smaller arrows should have a sort of purple bluish color that we've set as our low color. Now I'm going to try making green our new color. This sort of teal green, I'll press set high color. And now our larger arrows should be nearing that color. If we play around with these threshold colors, values, we should see the changes being reflected. Smaller values compared to the threshold will be that sort of bluish color, while larger values will be the sort of teal green. Let's try this with another color again, orange. Set our high color to that. And now our colors should reflect this change. Updating our threshold. And again, our changes are seen here. This concludes most of our inputs for task 1 and task 2 and our arranging of arrows, as well as controlling our arrows and their forces and positions. Thank you for watching. This is my demo.